Hogwarts Legacy came out with a bang, with a big success over its first few weeks, that's even bigger than Elden Ring. One of the reasons for its big success, in my opinion, is that it felt like it's a completed game with hardly any issues and bugs. The game tells the story of a new student that is joining Hogwarts to the 5th year class. At the beginning of the game, the main protagonists learn that they possess a special ability to see and use ancient magic in the wizarding world. This leads the player into an interesting adventure full of epic moments and possibilities. This is definitely the game that Harry Potter fans have been looking for years. But what if you are not a Harry Potter game? And that is the face of a man that realized that he just messed up. But what if you are not a Harry Potter fan? Is this game for you? Should you play it? Well, you decide for yourself after watching this video of the list of 10 good and bad things in the game Hogwarts Legacy. We will start with the 5 good things. Number 1. Exploration. The most common thing that you'll do in this game is to use the Reveal spell. This spell, as its name suggests, is revealing things in your nearby area. That's unless you are flying and it will reveal a bigger area. As part of your journey in this game, this spell will help you find all kind of things such as resources and scrolls. These scrolls are filled with information regarding a nearby area or object. I personally found these scrolls very interesting because they reveal interesting information that helped me to connect to the wizarding world even more. Aside from that, the world is large and you can find many places such as caves, camps, and villages. But the one thing that I liked the most was to explore Hogwarts. The castle is full of hidden rooms and puzzles, and it also has some small and hilarious events. There's so much to see in this world and it does feel like you are part of it. Number 2. Room of Requirements. I cannot make this list without mentioning the Room of Requirements. Requirements? Requirements! Thank you! It's an unbelievable installment in the game. You can do quite a lot of things in the room, such as brew potions, grow useful plants, and even design the room's appearance for your own liking. But the biggest thing that you'll do in this room is to take care of magical creatures. As the game progresses, the room will get bigger and you'll have more space for other things. Mainly for magical creatures because the room creates vivariums for them to be in. There are 4 vivariums in total, and each of them is created after you finish the mission that you've been given by the house elf, Deek. You can also build things in the vivariums and customize them as you please. There are so many things in the Room of Requirements which I can't really elaborate about them in this video. So if you want me to do a more elaborated video about the Room of Requirements, please let me know in the comment below. Number 3. User Interface. I rarely speak about the user interfaces in games, and when I do that, it's usually because it bothers me in some way. But in this case I decided that it warrants a mention in the top list because I was surprised by it in a good way. Let's first start with the fact that there are a lot of information to process in the game. And if the UI wasn't easy to understand and navigate through, it could have been quite a hassle to deal with. If I have one complaint on the UI, is when you have a side quest to find a treasure. And in order to look at the treasure map, you'll have to go into the inventory, how do you say it? How do you say it? I wish that it would have done something that would show the map on the screen while you are searching for the right place. But other than that, the menu is very easy to understand and it's really easy to navigate around. Number 4. Side quests. I'm a big fan of side quests in game, and therefore, I'm also very strict when it comes to side quests. I don't feel that there are many side quests in this game, but also not too little, so it's very balanced in this manner. By doing the side quests in this game, you'll gain a great opportunity to learn more about the game and the wizarding world, such as information about magical creatures by rescuing them, exploring Hogwarts and interesting caves, and even fighting some great enemies. Some of the side quests are also involving puzzles for those who like puzzles, like me. Those quests, as usual, are also a great source of new items and resources, even though some of them will cost you more of the valuable items. But that's okay, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. My favorite side quests are by Natai Onai, a friend from Hogwarts. Those side quests involved a lot of combative moments which I always enjoy, but all the other quests are very fun to play as well. Number 5. Choices. For quite a long time now, developer implemented the choices system in games, and there are quite a lot of games today where the choices does have consequences, which I find really annoying sometimes, by the way, but let's just not talk about this. However, together with the fact that the choices in Hogwarts Legacy have consequences, you can either gain from them or lose from them in the long run. For example, learning the Avada Kedavra curse will only be unlocked if you decide to not turn Sebastian in. But I actually enjoy the small and fine and little details that don't have a great impact on the game or gameplay. During my gameplay, I went and caught myself a unicorn and put it in my vivarium. Later on, when I spoke with Miss Weasley, she mentioned that unicorn and praised me for it. Yeah, I know, it's an insignificant moment, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Making this kind of videos takes a long time for me, and that is because I cannot do this full time. So if you would like to support me and help me make these kind of videos faster, and of course more of these videos, I will appreciate it if you press that subscribe button, leave a like, and leave a comment. And if you don't, I hope you enjoyed the video anyway. Haha! The 5 bad things. Number 1. Flying. Not many games have great flying system, especially if it's a free roaming flying system. Just like in this game, for example, where it's fun to fly over the map and see how beautiful everything is from above. But the control of the flights has to be very basic and limited. And it makes sense, because it wouldn't be easy at all to create a very advanced flight system without frustrating and maybe some bugs here and there. And the developer wants the player to enjoy the experience. I guess that this might also be the reason why this game doesn't have a Quidditch. Now this game lets you fly in 2 different ways, on a broom and on a hippogriff. Unfortunately, there's only one main difference between the two, and that is a difference in the altitude and speed. I cannot say this for sure, but I believe that the full speed of the hippogriff is as the same as the broom. And with the broom you have an altitude issue where the broom will lose its speed and then you'll have to wait a bit for it to recharge, or you need to go down in order to recharge the broom faster. While the hippogriff doesn't have that altitude problem, but it still feels like the speed is fixed. I think that they could have added a bit more flexibility to the hippogriff without damaging the flight. Number 2. Merlin Trials. Merlin. Always pops up in all kind of wizarding words. The Merlin Trials are small puzzles that you'll find along the map. By completing these trials, you'll get an item slot unlocked, which let you hold more items in your gear slots. However, there is a maximum number of slots that you can unlock, so you don't have to complete all the Merlin Trials. Although there are quite a few different types of trials, the difficulty of these trials is not changing. I wish that these trials were more dynamic and would have posed more of a challenge as you move far away from Hogwarts, but alas, it is not the case. What's more is that the player does not get any indication as to when the gear slots has hit the limit, so they will probably keep doing these trials. After you completing all the trials, you'll get an achievement and nothing more. I wish that there was a better reward for completing all the trials. After all, there are quite a lot of them, and it can be a time consumer on a very large scale. Number 3. Character Builder. I heard many complaints about the character builder, that it's very limited, but I personally don't think that this game should have a character builder, based on the fact that it reduced the emotional engagement with the game. The NPCs addressing the players in general terms and less personally by name, and that's kind of taking away the personal feeling of being the character. Instead of feeling like the characters are addressing to you, you feel like they are talking about someone generic. Aside from that, I do agree that the character builder is limited, but my main issue with the limited part is the voice of the character. And there's only one feminine voice and one masculine voice. I wanted my character to have a low and dominant voice, but instead I got stuck with a very mellow voice. But don't let me take it away from the voice actor who did a great job, so no hate toward them, yes? Number 4. Swimming. The lake is one of the most peculiar things in the Harry Potter wizarding world, where there are Grindylows, a giant squid, and mer people, but you can't really visit them in the lake. And that's probably because it's not easy to make and the developer would have needed a long time to work on, so it's understandable. But the problem is the swimming part. It's very sluggish and very unpleasant to control. In addition to that, it's completely useless, there is no benefit in this feature at all, and because it's not a big thing in the game, the player doesn't have much use of it, so they should have made it a bit faster. It's okay if the game will not be realistic. It's a fantasy world. Number 5. Hints. I will have to give Melanie Mac a shout out for this one because I haven't noticed it before she said it. By the way, Melanie Mac, a great streamer and a great YouTuber, you should check her out. If the game's difficulty is below hard, the character will give you hints automatically when you do a puzzle. That's quite annoying. It would have been simple to add a hint button, but no! Why would they do that? It's very uncomfortable to change the difficulty just for that reason. So I guess that most people wouldn't, but it can take away the excitement of solving a problem when you have someone that always hinting you how to solve it. And that was the list. In conclusion, the exploration part of the game is really amazing. One of the best things is to learn new things about something that you like. The flying and the swimming had their faults unfortunately, and the developers could have done it better. The side quests are fun and the room of requirements is really amazing. The choices and the impact on the game are pretty interesting, but the Merlin Trials are pretty annoying. Overall, I think that the good thing topped the bad things in this game and I recommend it to all of the fans. I will rate it as 9.5 out of 10. If you played this game, please let me know what do you think about it in the comment below. And again, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of this in a higher rate, please consider to support me by leaving a like and subscribing to my channel. That's all for the video. Take care of yourself everyone, and don't forget, enjoy your games.